So we are back with the full review of a fragrance that I think is one of my favorite fragrances that was released this year, and that is by Viktor Rolf. It is Spicebomb Infrared Eau de Parfum. I did my first impressions and I loved it about a week and a half ago, and so now I'm back to let you guys know the full review, the projection, the longevity, all that good stuff. So without further ado, let's get it. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. You guys know Randy, aka FragranceDoud. If you could be so polite, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, follow me on Instagram and TikTok at FragranceDoud, so that we can get straight into this full release, full review. Probably my top one or two fragrances that were released this year. I've heard a lot of good things about it. I've heard some people say that it was boring and bland, but for me, I really like this fragrance. As far as the line is concerned, the Eau de Toilette version, so the infrared Eau de Toilette, was my favorite release in the Spicebomb line to date. So you have the, and I think it still might be, but you had the original Spicebomb, which no one really talks about, but it's a very easy wear. Then you have the Extreme, which is on its way to being discontinued. A lot of people hype that up and love it. I'm not one of them. I don't like the powdery vanillas. It's not bad. I still wear it, but I'm just not a huge fan of it. Then you had the two Night Visions, Night Vision Eau de Toilette, which pretty much everybody wrote off, and for a good reason. And then you had the Night Vision Eau de Parfum, which is kind of like Wanted by Night mixed with a bubblegum sweet fragrance. It's good fragrance, definitely. Very easy to wear, nighttime, all that. Then you had Infrared. Infrared was very heavy on the cinnamon. It had some nice vanilla and benzoin when you got to the dry down. A little bit of red fruits and red pepper mixed into the whole fragrance, but it was pretty much just a cinnamon bomb, vanilla, spices. That was the main part of the fragrance, a little bit of tobacco. Really, really nice. So I was really interested to get this in, and so my full review today is going to be of the next release here in 2023. I reviewed it first impression about 2.5 weeks ago. Usually I wait 7 to 10 days and do my full review, but this time, because it is a cool weather fragrance, or like a transitional season fragrance, I wanted to get a little bit more wears on it, and so now I am doing my full review of Viktor Rolf's Spicebomb Infrared Eau de Parfum. And so this fragrance, the only drawback for the bottle presentation is instead of a black chain now, it is a black coated gold chain. Well, it's like a plastic gold, but if you get any kind of liquid on it, the paint automatically chips. Just an FYI on that. But it's pretty much similar to all the other Spice Bombs. It has the red shaded with the black on top. It looks like a grenade. And then it has this red band around it. It says Spicebomb Infrared Eau de Parfum by Viktor Rolf. And then we'll spray it on my arm once here, even though I had already done that today. So, let me give you the note breakdown so you can understand what is in this fragrance. It's my full review. You guys get the full note breakdown. The top notes are chili pepper, pink pepper, and cinnamon. The mid notes are chili pepper and leather. And then the base notes are resins and woods. It's weird because Fragrantica does not throw in the red fruits in there. But I can tell you, as soon as you spray this on, you do get a little bit of the cinnamon underneath there, absolutely. It's definitely in there, but it's more of an undertone nuance instead of the main part of the fragrance. As you spray this on, for the first 5 minutes, it is a very heavy candied red fruit mixed with a little bit of pepper and then a little bit of cinnamon underneath. And when I say pepper, it's that chili pepper. It's almost like a spicy, sweet red fruit candy. It reminds me almost like the candy type apple that you get from Valentino Uomo Coral Fantasy. Doesn't smell exactly like it, but yeah, that is what you get in the opening. It's a spicy and sweet red fruit candy. That is pretty much what it is for the first 5 minutes. It's really, really nice. It's actually not my favorite part of the fragrance. I know some people, it is their favorite part of the fragrance. But as you work your way further into the fragrance, sorry about the bird in the background. I am still outside. Unfortunately, the renovations are taking longer than I thought. But anyway, After that 5 minutes, that red fruit accord kind of just goes away. The candiness really just goes away. And that is where this fragrance gets a lot more mature than it is in the opening. This is a more mature fragrance than the original. It leans less on the cinnamon. It doesn't have any tobacco in it like the original does. What it is when you get to the dry down, you really have a lot of that spice, a little undertone of leather, and then woods. It is really a spice and woods heavy fragrance in the dry down. You also do get some resins like the benzoin and just almost like a resinous ambery feel underneath the whole fragrance, mixed together again with what's over top of the fragrance, which is going to be those spices, woods. So pepper, red chili pepper, some pink pepper, mixed together with a little bit of like a darker woods. And then put that together, and then you have a little bit of a resinous undertone, and then some of that cinnamon mixing through. But overall, it's spicier. It has a little bit of that leather tone. Some people were really looking forward to having a real blast of leather in this fragrance. They don't get that in this. The leather is just more of a supporting undertone nuance. Same with the cinnamon. They're both just more undertone. While in the opening, again, you have that red fruit and chili pepper. And in the dry down, you get more of that chili pepper, pink pepper, and woods mixed together with that leather, the resins, and the cinnamon undertoning at different parts of the fragrance. That's the fragrance in a nutshell. And I think it smells freaking amazing. I really do. I think that this is a transitional season fragrance. It's not one that you're going to wear to work or that you're going to want to wear on a hot day. I think this is going to be definitely good in winter. But as far as like when I would think this is set for, I would probably say fall if I had to choose a season, or spring. Probably between 30 to 60 degrees would be a perfect time to wear this fragrance. I would also wear it night times, like in warmer temperatures, maybe like 70 or so. But I don't think it would be like a 90-degree day or anything like that. So for me, it's a spring, fall, winter, transitional season plus winter. It's a really nice fragrance. If you like your spices with a little bit of sweetness, this one definitely does that. I don't see any boring texture to this. Like some people said, it's boring. It's very bland. It's kind of just like the base of the original. I don't technically get that, because for me, the original is a tale of two fragrances. In the opening, it's a cinnamon bomb, and in the dry down, it's a benzoin, tobacco, and vanilla bomb with an undertone of cinnamon, very nicely blended. I think that this one is just more mature. It's simplistic, and again, it has that red candied fruit opening, but as far as the fragrance as a whole, after that first 5 minutes, it's just a very simplistic, woody, spicy fragrance that has some resins and some cinnamon and leather underneath. And I think it's really nice. I think it's really nice the way it does it. I'm going to get a lot of wears out of that. I'm trying to figure out whether or not that is my favorite in the line. I can wear that in different situations than the original. I think I still prefer the original just a slight more. Just a slight bit more. I would say the original for me is like a 9 out of 10. I have always loved the original. This one is probably like an 8.8 out of 10. I really love this one as well. I think that I'm going to get a lot of wears on it. The questions that I've got, though, is there a redundancy factor to this? Yeah, kinda. So it doesn't really smell exactly like the original at all. Again, the original was more cinnamon heavy, but you can still tell it's an infrared. You can say if you sprayed that on and you went up to somebody who knew what the original infrared smelled like and didn't realize there was a new one, they might think that, hey, wait, that kind of smells like infrared. So there is a small redundancy issue, but I think that you can own both, because I feel the original is a little bit more playful and universally able to be worn, while this is more of a nighttime, night out, date night fragrance that is definitely going to be more of your mature date night fragrance. So that is what my take on it is. As far as the longevity and projection performance, for me, I got 6 to 7 hours with this fragrance. I didn't get any more, any less. Really, it's like an hour more than the original one is. I know some people had really bad performance with the original. This one doesn't really push out too heavy, but it's not too light. It's right around moderate for me for the first 3 hours. After those first 3 hours, it becomes more of an intimate, kind of spicy woods. And at that point in time, it has a little bit of sweetness, and for me, it's a really nice, almost cuddling scent. But anyway, Spice Bomb Infrared Eau de Parfum, fantastic. Has a good enough performance that you don't really have to worry about it. And if you want just a more mature take on the original with less cinnamon, no tobacco, and a little bit more of that woody spice, that's what you got here. Let me know if you guys have tried it out. If you like it, you can find it on News Parfums from France, which it's probably about 60-70 bucks. It's a really good deal. But yeah, thank you guys so much. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you guys so much. Peace out.